family close and your axes closer.
Axes closer.
Sleep with one eye open, you know?
It is podcast time. I'm here at Baxter's 942 in the Highlands. It's my home away from home, and good old Caroline. She always comes through for good segments, great guests, great people. I've yet to meet someone on a podcast that she has sent or recommended that I didn't like.
It's always the first time.
we got about 20 minutes to just to,
right, but I mean, when we get
throw that out the window.
We get to talk beer and festivals. I mean,
I know. Here we are.
That brings good people.
We've got Tisha, who is like, this is your first time on the podcast, and your name has come up several times in the past. We're going to actually start having a glass of beer or something in your honor every time that you're not here. It's just something.
Well, thank you. That's an honor.
Oh, there we go. Cut him off. Cut him off. Miranda is here also. Miranda, this is your first time.
It is.
First of many, maybe, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, well,
I hope so.
And then John, who is just,
clobbered the mic.
Mr. Gaslight. We've got a little bit of everything here. We're going to talk. The one thing our city, town, state does well is food and drink. And we're going to talk mainly drink here. Mm-hmm. Bourbon, actually, the whole beer thing. I mean, everything is just blowing up here in town. I'm going to start with you two. Why are we just so, into the whole beer, ale thing here in Louisville and Kentucky, and actually southern Indiana as well?
Sure. Actually, we're way behind the times. So it's nice that beer is actually catching up to other cities. Like in Indianapolis alone, there's over 50 breweries in the downtown city limits.
Really?
So
what's our brewery count here?
We're at 13 in Louisville, I believe.
Is it only? I was thinking more than that.
Well, we've got 5 new ones coming on board.
Does that count the Southern Indiana or not?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
But if you add Southern Indiana, what are we? Maybe that's the number I heard.
So Southern Indiana, there's 3.
3. Okay.
Well, if you count, actually probably 5 if you count Flout 12 and what's the Yeti? Red Yeti.
So yeah, I thought we were in the 20s. So
yeah, we're probably right about 20.
Okay.
Yeah,
I should know that number off the top of my head.
It's all right. There's no test after the end of the podcast.
I can name them for you, though.
Well, and they're constantly growing. In the next year, we're going to have 3 new breweries. Mm-hmm. So, and that's a good thing. And local breweries here in Louisville like to help each other. It's very community oriented.
It is, yeah, because a lot of us like to drink. The bad thing. So I'm not judging. We're not judging here.
No, not at all.
So you're involved in several of these events.
Yes.
And then you're finally here to promote one.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're here. What is the event that you're promoting this time?
So we have the JTown Summer Craft Beer Fest coming up on Saturday, June 29th from 4 to 8 p.m.
So thanks, Caroline, for making me have to put this out there right away. But I will, because I love her. Yeah.
So this event is a ticketed event. You can buy your ticket at the Chamber Jeffersontown, at select Cox's and Evergreen Liquors locations, or online at jtownbeerfest.com.
Mm-hmm. The Evergreen Liquor. Is that? Give me the name attached to the Evergreen.
Evergreen Liquors. It's now owned by the Cox Group.
Yeah, but there's been someone on the podcast that came on it.
Mike Fisk.
Yeah, that's
Mike Fisk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
They're Middletown. They are amazing.
They are amazing.
They have such a great stuff.
They've got one of each.
Everything.
They do.
Really do.
Everything. If you can't find it anywhere in Louisville, you can find it at Evergreen.
Right.
And for those people that like bourbon, those limited releases, Cox's and Evergreen's a great place to go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, same.
Yep.
Miranda, you're like an event
I'm the
coordinator or
event
director?
coordinator manager for Turn Brewing. So I bounce back and forth between the 2 locations. I spend a lot of time in JTown.
Is that where that's the okay?
Yeah, we are. Our first location is in JTown, right on Waterson Trail. We just opened the next door bourbon bar. We've been there for almost 4 years, and we love being there. Love the community there. We do a lot of fundraising events. Third Turn is a very interesting brewery where a lot of the local breweries, you'll see their beers out in stores and local restaurants. And you won't see our beer out. We don't distribute because...
Oh, you don't?
No,
really?
We don't distribute at all.
Because you're selfish?
No, because we like to put that money back into our infrastructure in the community.
That's what I'm at.
Yeah. So, like in JTown, we expanded, and we're trying to grow that city center and that Gaslight Square, and give that community more of a base and help. Local business helps grow local business.
True.
And that's what we're looking for. And the same with our Oldham Gardens location. We're working with the local businesses out there and fundraising for all of the community efforts as well.
Don't you have an Anchorage?
No, it's Crestwood.
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 Okay.
We're right next to Jefferson or Artisan's Distillery that makes Jefferson's Reserve.
Gotcha.
And Udall Gardens.
All right, and they don't share either, right?
They're our lovely neighbors. Yeah.
And then
They share tours.
Yeah.
And the distiller comes over and
Absolutely.
gives tastings and all that fun stuff. They share a little.
A little. My man John in the house, Mr. Gaslight.
I don't know about Mr. Gaslight, but I'm involved deeply.
Definitely Mr. JTown, right?
I wouldn't go even that far, Kevin.
Yeah.
The
Not even that
godfather of JTown.
Yes.
I'm afraid to look at him wrong. He'll be like, you're definitely involved with Gaslight and everything. What's your role with?
Well, the chamber puts on Gaslight, so I'm deeply involved in that. But of course, it's a big community event, and the city of Jeffersontown is our full partner. It takes hundreds to do it, but our little chamber staff is the lead group on planning and putting it together for the year. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I do a lot of Gaslight stuff.
How long is it? How long do you has this been in the works? I mean, as far as planning this.
Are you talking about Gaslight or
No.
JTown Beer Fest?
No, your event.
JTown Beer Fest? Well, this is our 5th year. So
Let me jump in here 1 second. The chamber in
Godfather
JTown
is speaking.
does a lot of events.
Yes, they do.
And Gaslight being the biggest, of course.
The biggest.
And
pretty amazing, by the way.
And it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
5 or 6 years ago, and our beer partner for Gaslight is River City Distributing.
Okay.
So I was talking to our good friend Ross Kennedy, and I said, we used
Heard that name.
We used to have a blues festival in Jeffersontown. I'd really like to bring back some kind of festival.
You're right.
And he said, I really ought to introduce you to Trevor and Tisha that do Tailspin and some other beer festivals.
That power ale couple.
Yeah, see if there's not a match there. And we got together and talked, and now I'll turn it back over to Tisha. But that's how we started, was Ross really put us together at the beginning.
He has completely hijacked this podcast already.
Oh, no.
He's professional.
He is professional.
I like it.
He's a lot of fun to hang out with,
So
too.
enter
JTown Summer Craft Beer Fest. When we first started, we were only in the pavilion area.
Right.
I think our first year we had 500 people.
About that.
Yeah. So last year we had 1,850.
Oh, wow.
So-
and last year was number, which one?
4. Yeah. So we've actually expanded from the Gaslight Square to under City Hall, as well as behind Third Turn Brewing. So we're a whole city block long. Mm-hmm. And what is the name of the road behind? I always call it an alley.
Neil Drive.
Neil Drive. Yes, it's not an alley. It's actually a road.
Yeah.
There's a Neil family in Jeffersontown.
Yes. So
Is that what they're named after? Is it named after?
Yeah.
So, but the Chamber is a great partner. We start on this about, I'd say, February, March. Pulling it together right after we get done with Tailspin. There's a few things that happen in advance, so about a good 6 months of planning.
This is the third event? You do 3 events? Is that, or how many? Because you do Tailspin, you do the aviation
Bowman Aviation and Military Heritage.
Yeah,
I
and
do
the-
Keg Liquors Festival.
So-
We do Germantown Oktoberfest. We also do Cheers on the Pier in Owensboro. What else do we do?
And you got time to throw
a
axes at people
handful of
at your
pop-up
exes?
bars. And
Yeah. Oh, we also do pop-up concessions and some other small events.
Yeah.
We just started Party Gras with Alpha Media this past year. So
And again, like with this event here, proceeds are going to.
they're going to the Chamber Jeffersontown. Yep. And we actually invite chamber members in if they want to have a booth. We invite some nonprofits in. But it's just a great day to support local downtown Jeffersontown. We've got people like Max Doe, that's the official after party, and guys like Rec Bar that are our beer tasting card sponsor. And so they give out, everybody that walks in the door gets 20 free tokens to go back to Rec Bar and play. And they have a year a year to redeem that.
What is the name of the event? I'm pulling it up on
JTown Summer Craft Beer Fest.
We have 2 shade sponsors, Kevin.
Oh yeah, we get shady.
Shady.
they're throwing shade.
The real Slim Shady.
So, where else in the city can you drink beer under City Hall with my Middleton Reitlinger? We've got a shade lounge under there to cool off and, get out of the
That's
sun.
a good question. Where else can you?
Where else can you but in
Probably can't.
JTown?
Not really.
Not at all.
Yeah, those beer festivals, they get hot.
Yes.
They do. 'Cause it is summer.
It is summer. So the nice thing about that too is that we bring out a lot of the summer seasonals. We have a few big beers, but we also, something new for this year is the Truly Bubbly Bar, which I think is going to be a hit. The spiked seltzers, which are still a malt beverage. Those are nice and tasty. Plus we've got
The bubbly bar, is that
Truly.
Truly.
Truly is a spiked seltzer.
Yeah.
It's a new product.
okay?
So
It's not the one in the pink can, is it? You know what I'm talking about? The pink can, bubbly little.
No, I think you're talking about bubbly.
I'm talking about bubbly.
you're talking about
Yeah,
bubbly.
that's a whole different brand.
I said it and answered my own question. Right?
It's like bubbly with alcohol.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's bubbly alcohol.
Over 40 plus breweries.
Yes.
Give me what kind of brewery are we talking about?
So we've got breweries like Terrapin Brewing out of Athens, Georgia. We've got the
So
national.
that's what I'm getting at. So we got out of state.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. We've got out of state. We've got national breweries like Blue Moon Brewing. We've got Sam Adams. We've got West 6th, Third Turn. We've got Braxton Brewing out of Northern Kentucky. Sierra Nevada out of California. New Belgium from Colorado. So.
Any out of state or out of the
country?
Yeah, out of the country.
No. So we keep it all American craft.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's a nice blend of breweries, especially for being craft beer, in that area, people that aren't into craft beer. It's a good way to break them into it. And, then you've got a whole local region right there behind Third Turn. Got the...
Yeah.
And then for people like me, you got a corner in the very back
No.
for people who
No, that's
only
what I'm
like
saying.
Bud Light and Mick Ultra.
We want the people that,
Yeah, we
you know
want-
what? We want people that drink the domestics because,
You put it so eloquently. I drink domestic.
I mean, there's...
Which is what it is.
Yeah, well, there's breweries
My
like
friends laugh at me. though.
Against the Grain. They just partnered up with Pabst Blue Ribbon, and they have a beer called A Beer, and it's American-style Pilsner. So,
Why
awesome.
is PBR like getting popular again?
you know what? It is a all-malt brewed beer. So it's clean. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of adjuncts, and it's 5% alcohol.
It is 5%.
Yeah. So they actually came out with PBR Extra, that's 6.5% alcohol, and
Really?
PBR Easy, which is 4.2 or 3.5, I think. So, yeah.
John, what's your go-to drink?
Well, that's quite a story, but I was just sitting here
It's
thinking,
a podcast, so I'm all about stories, John. Work with me here.
listening to you, Kevin, I was a lifelong bud drinker, regular bud drinker. I would hate to say how many I've had.
And then you manned up and.
But then I met Tisha and Trevor and the folks from the craft beer scene, and now I've swung over. I drink craft beer.
Do you?
He went straight for the IPAs. I mean, he's drinking an IPA.
I've tried it.
I think
This will be your breakthrough
I really think
festival.
you can be saved, Kevin, still.
Yeah, this will be your breakthrough
Hallelujah.
festival. We're catering to you, Kevin.
It's like I'm afraid to cross the Godfather over there. I'm gonna drink right.
Well, when you show up Saturday, grab John and say, John, what do I need to go drink?
Yeah.
So if he's not working the door, or come find me. So
I'm looking here. You got music. Give us what is the itinerary of the day or
the itinerary. So you want to show up. Our event is 4 to 8. Some people like to come in later, but people start usually lining up about 3:30. We try to get people in as fast as possible. Just make sure you have your ID and your ticket ready. But as soon as you get your wristband on, we're going to give you a tasting card and a nice souvenir glass. And then you walk in and start walking to the different tables and start trying some lovely beers or wines or ciders or seltzers.
rain or shine?
Rain or shine, absolutely. But
21 or over.
yes, you must be
Absolutely.
21. Even if you're a designated driver, we do have a designated driver option, but they have to be 21. As far as the live music, we're going to have 2 different bands. We've got one stage over in the Gaslight Square, and that's Rock Bottom. And then over on the Kentucky side, we call it the Kentucky side behind Third Turn because all the Kentucky breweries would be set up over there. On the Kentucky side, we've got Hot Brown Smackdown.
Yeah, they're good.
So, yeah. And the bands will probably start up about 5 o'clock. We give people an hour to enjoy themselves, and then the music kicks on.
An hour.
Yeah, get in, get a couple beers.
Yeah.
So that's a good.
Get a couple beers
Yeah.
in you, and then you might start dancing.
Nice
and,
little
or at least
buzz going.
wiggling,
Looks and brains over here. We got it all. They got it all figured out, people.
But we also have food trucks that'll be on site, available for purchase, and then local businesses that'll be intermingled throughout the event. So we've got people like Anderson Windows is coming out. We've got Southern Jerky Company. They'll be getting samples and selling jerky. Dipper's Delight. He's from JTown area. But the food trucks, we've got Mo-licious Barbecue. We're excited to have them back. Mo just passed away, unfortunately, last week. So his family's coming out, so we want to support him. We've also got the Blue Crab, which she has crab cakes, grilled cheeses, and acai bowls because it's going to be hot. So
Wait a minute. What kind of bowls?
acai.
I'm going to plead ignorant. What is that?
It's a smoothie bowl. It's like they put a smoothie in a bowl and cover it with fruit and granola
For real?
and coconut.
Yep.
It's delicious
Peanut
and
butter.
refreshing.
A smoothie bowl.
Yeah. Gives you protein, a little sugar, keeps you hydrated.
Little honey.
Keeps you going.
Yep.
Not too heavy.
Or
Doesn't
you
want
can
to
get
make you want to
another
take
beer.
a nap.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
Well,
what
gives
are
you-
my other options?
It gives you a little go-go juice so you can
Right.
keep drinking
Fair
a
enough. They're-
little bit
okay.
more beer, but
Obviously, they're options.
not
Sure.
going to lay you out and taking a nap under a bush because
Yeah.
we don't want any of that.
no. Drink responsibly. We've got free bottles of water. We've got 2 stations going to be set up with that this year. We've got places to rest and get out of the sun. Make sure you wear your sunscreen.
Fort Bank is sponsoring another big tent that
Yeah.
you can rest under and shade.
Okay.
And still drink. We'll have beer featured in those rest areas
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
While you're
I
resting.
have to ask. Do you know what the weather forecast is going to be?
Last I checked, it's the
Sunny and
Sunny
low
and-
humidity.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Yes.
The first sunny weekend.
It is the
like
first sunny weekend. People are
800
going to be
weekends.
excited. Last I checked, the high is going to be 90 and sunshine. So 20% of
You could have said
scattered.
75 in Pleasant.
I could have, but I'm honest.
But based on today's weather, it probably would have been.
Right.
So anyway.
I'll take 90 in sunshine over 80 in thunderstorms any day.
Yeah, and no pets allowed.
No pets allowed unless they're a marked service dog. So leave those guys at home. We like to enjoy ourselves. Leave your children with a babysitter.
No kids, no
Don't
pets.
leave them unattended.
No kids, no pets, no service.
Even if they're strapped in a stroller
Nope.
or to your body.
Nope.
No,
Yeah.
no
Nope.
infants. No.
Sorry.
Do you get pushback or like any feedback from families that
Once in a
we
blue
can't
moon.
bring our kids, they're not going to drink, we're that kind of thing?
Yeah. Only one, you get one or two here and there. I think the biggest complaint we get is about dogs. Unfortunately, your dog, I know you love your dog, and your dog may be the most well-behaved dog, but I've actually been to a bar, and I like dogs,
No, I do too. I've got a dog.
But-
I'm not going to bring him to an event.
but people...
I'm not going to bring him to free or dog night at the baseball park either.
Right. So the thing is, a dog can get stepped on. I've actually been bitten by a dog that I stepped on at a bar. So it's just best to leave them at home. Take them to the dog park.
Yeah.
Don't take them to a beer fest. So, take your best friends, your other best friends, your beer fest friends.
Your
Your
two-legged,
BFFs. Yes.
that walk on two-legged
Yes.
best friends. Yeah.
Or just meet new friends.
The ones that you
And
can
you will
cheers
meet new
with.
friends. And that's a good point. You're going to meet,
Absolutely.
obviously, you're coming to an event that, one, you should have some vested, or not vested, an interest in, the brewery or the beers and stuff. So the potential to meet people who are
Yeah.
like-minded.
Yeah.
Or you're going to come because you want to learn about beer and you just made friends with us.
Right.
Exactly. All the above.
Right?
D, all the above.
See?
But and
I got to get the story on this freaking tattoo, by the way. Just saying. I'm going to. That's a story in itself, and we're going to stay tuned, people. Yeah. It's my podcast.
But one thing that's nice about beer festivals is you can meet new people, new friends.
You should.
You should.
Yeah.
And people are, 99.9% people are in a good mood when they're drinking beer at a beer festival.
Mm-hmm.
It's only you that can cause yourself to not have a good time, in my opinion.
100%.
Yep.
I'd run into the guy that was pissed because he didn't get to bring Cujo with him. Yeah.
Well, he probably went home anyway.
Okay, just
So
saying.
hopefully.
I've not seen any issues at our
Yeah.
beer fest. And you've been to a lot more than I have, but people are very well behaved.
Yeah.
Now, they feel good, and the music's good, and they end up dancing, having a good time, but
Right.
I've not
And-
seen any anger issues at all.
No.
And JTown's Finest is there to make sure.
They're there.
They're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is any normal event,
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's just a fun day. And like I said, even if you're not into the beers, we've got something for the non-beer geeks, and we've got stuff for the ultimate beer geeks. So it's just a good time.
That
Are you all like sponsorships? Are you still seeking sponsor, or how y'all go about getting people involved to sponsor you guys?
We always welcome sponsorships. So if anybody's
Never too
listening,
late.
it's never too late. Yeah, so we look at different partners. Something that we do with a lot of our beer fest are not, that typical gold, silver type sponsorship. We customize the sponsorship that makes sense to the people. So, like Max Dough, it's literally a half a block from the festival. They're the perfect location for an after party. And she's going to feature $4 pints and a pizza slice special.
and they have a tremendous beer selection.
Yeah.
They're a wonderful family, and they have great beer and great business.
Yeah.
We're really excited for them to be part of JTown, and they're moving into Mile Wild as well.
Yeah, so they're going to open a
Awesome.
pizza oven inside the brewery here in the Highlands.
Well, is there some kind of a designated driver thing?
Yes.
Explain that.
So the designated driver ticket, it's $10. You can buy that online or buy it at the door. And you still get to enjoy the music just like you'd pay a cover charge to get into the bar. We pay our bands, it's a lot of money to
Right.
set up this type of event.
Of course.
There's free water. So you have access to buy stuff from the food trucks and to keep your friends safe.
Which is actually a good, smart thing.
Yes.
Very important.
Yes, we do not promote drinking and driving. We highly recommend Ubers, Lyfts. We let them know that the event's happening so that a lot of them come to the area. I don't know if there's an Uber code on our card this year or not. I don't know if that program stopped. I don't remember. Sorry.
I'm curious, why JTown?
Why JTown?
Yeah.
Well, we met John. So.
Well, I mean, obviously that's a given after you meet him. But I mean, what gravitated or resonated for this to
I'll
be
say
here?
one little thing, then I'll turn it over to John.
Okay, please.
So something that a lot of people don't realize, and maybe a lot of people do, people drink beer outside of 264, outside of the Highlands or St. Matthews. So
Or Baxter Avenue.
Cheers, my brother.
Right?
we're happy to be here. But yes, there's a lot going on in the Highlands. There's a lot going on downtown. So why not take it out to the suburbs? And JTown's a huge city. It's our largest city. I can let John talk to that.
It
Those
is.
numbers, and especially the businesses that are out there.
Well, the city is like the 9th largest city in the state. People don't realize that, being inside Jefferson County. And then we have the largest business park in the state where 35,000 people a day drive into work. So we double in size population-wise every
During the
day.
day, yeah.
So it is a pretty vibrant city. And to follow up on what Tish was saying, I think part of what's attractive about JTown is that people like to come to an urban, it's a suburban, but urban area to do a festival.
Right.
I mean, she does a waterfront festival, she does a airplane or a airport festival. This is in the heart of our downtown. And when it's over, you can walk to 5 or 6 or 7 different places and have dinner and have another beer if you want to. So you're in a city, and I think it's very attractive to people. I think that's why Gaslight works so well, is we do it right in the heart of downtown. We close the main street,
Absolutely.
and people like to come to that setting.
Yeah, when I asked why JTown, it wasn't the question. It's a segue to get John to promote JTown.
Yes.
I'm a fan of JTown.
Yes.
I like it.
Well, let me keep rolling here for
Please
one
do.
second.
Get it, Mr.
And that
Cosby.
is, I mentioned the 5 or 6 places. Well, I want to give Third Turn full credit. They were really the first to come to our downtown. I mean, our downtown was pretty sleepy for many years. And these folks took a chance on our downtown and proved to everybody else out there that you can draw people to Jeffersontown. And now we've got enough synergy there, I think, that with the 5 or 6 pubs and restaurants, that you can drive to Jeffersontown and park your car and get out and then decide where you want to go.
That's a good point.
You don't have to have a specific place. There's enough choices. It's a destination area. So the whole tenor of the place has changed in the last 5, 6, 7 years.
That's a good point. How long has Gaslight been going on?
50 years. This is the 50th.
Oh, it's the big
No,
50.
are you serious? 50?
50 years.
I had no idea it was that long.
Yeah. In fact, we're doing our 50th logo reveal tomorrow night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
50 years. Wow. That's amazing.
it is.
What's the dates on it? It's October?
It's September
September, yeah.
8th through the 15th.
Yeah. It's a week long. isn't it?
8 days, actually. Yeah. Then the big street festival's the last 3 days.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
It is arguably one of the premier / best cool events in town.
It's a cool event.
It is. Yeah.
Now,
I mean,
Very much
I'm sure what's the body count there? How many people do you think roll into there?
there is, I mean, we've estimated that over the week's time between 150 and 200,000 people.
Probably you might be lowballing.
But we don't. I mean, we're spitballing that because we don't have a gate.
You
so
don't
we
have
don't
somebody
Exactly.
clicking people at the door, John?
No.
But you think about the 10 or 15,000 people that are in the street all day for 3 days, and
Exactly.
the comings and goings throughout those 3 days. I mean, it's a huge number.
Probably pretty good for businesses that week, right?
Big. Yeah, a lot
And
of
people
exposure.
enjoy it so much that a lot of those people come back every day.
Obviously,
Right.
yeah.
Because
Right.
they truly do.
Well, I've got friends. I know people who spend almost the entire week there.
Yeah.
So, and they're not JTown residents.
Well,
so
we do. You know, we do a golf scramble. We do a balloon glow. We do a 5K run. We do a parade that has 10,000 people watching it and 10,000 people in it. It seems like everybody. It's the biggest, longest parade I've ever seen. I mean, every kid
That's
within
not
10
televised.
Right.
You should televise it at this point. Yeah.
We have a car show, we have a motorcycle rally,
right.
and then we have the 3-day street fair. Plus, we have music 2 nights.
Yeah,
we have the
couple nights,
Velcro Pygmies this
Yeah,
year,
I know.
making one of their
Yeah.
rare local appearances.
I heard
So
about
we're
that.
pretty excited. We're going up against one of the big 3 concerts, the country one. What's the name
Oh,
of
the
it?
Hometown Rising.
Hometown Rising.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think we'll still draw very
You still
well.
will, because it's
It's JTown.
it's JTown.
It's Gaslight.
and, yeah.
It is. And that was something that drew third turnout to JTown was the guys looked at the demographic and that, there wasn't anything there and they knew people were thirsty for craft beer.
No pun intended.
Absolutely. So,
Figuratively and literally.
they invested it into the neighborhood. And they got that great property, a church that was built in 1878. And it's beautiful. It's a big, wood structure. Our brewer builds all the furniture. It's very warm and inviting. And the community shows up every day. I mean, our regulars, they work and they live around the corner and they come. I mean, John's there. The people that work in John's office, they come every week. And we love that.
You touched on this real quick. That the whole work scene in JTown is crazy. I mean,
It is.
not
It is.
crazy good, but it's
crazy
a lot
good.
of businesses there.
A lot.
And you do bring a lot of people from,
There's 850 companies in that park.
Right.
And there's probably 16 or 1,700 businesses in Jeffersontown when you add in Hurstmore Lane and Taylorsville Road and those areas.
And then it spreads all the way down to the Snyder.
So
It's
big.
I worked many years at that Pizza Palace off of Blankenbaker. Just saying.
wow.
Anyway. Wow.
Way back. I grew up in JTown. I know.
Man.
Beer Fest.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to.
No.
You're no what?
Here it comes.
I do have. Come on. Work with me.
You can tell them about them.
You got your whole arm. It's sleeved up,
it's
baby.
beautiful. It's
It
a
is
beautiful piece of artwork.
I'm not.
Thank you. I
was-
appreciate
yeah,
that. It's all my critters. And I like my critters in hats. So for the people that are listening
So I
that
see
cannot
cats,
see,
right.
I've got a cat in an Indian headdress and my dog in a cowboy hat because they played cowboys and Indians.
Because that's what they do.
That's what they do. The dog was totally a tattletale and a sheriff. That's my cat Quasar. He's kicking it at home with his sister Nebula, who is not on my arm because I ran out of room.
You got a butterfly.
That's from my sister. It's a death head moth.
Okay.
Yep. And I just got OCD and couldn't balance it, and so I just kept filling in all the blank spaces.
Does that balance this one small one over here? I mean, does that keep you?
So
What's
that's
that
my
story?
little avocado.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I cooked at ceviche for a very long time, and I shelled a lot of avocados, and it's never going to leave my soul. So it's right there.
That's the story. and
That's
she's
the story
sticking
of
to
that.
it. She's sticking
Yeah.
to it. I'm curious, John. Is there going to be any type of axe event at Gaslight or anything?
Ooh, are the flying axes coming?
You've got between now and September to pull something like that off.
That's a good idea, actually. We have an axe business in Jeffersontown, so
Really?
I bet we could pull those guys in. Yeah. Or Tisha's husband could bring out the mobile unit.
Yeah. You can talk to him. Flying Axes, Louisville.
I've never done that.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
Is that like more like a stress relief? I mean, what's going on here?
Sure.
There's so much technique involved. There really is.
I'm sure it's not as easy because it kind of looks easy that you're just, you got an axe over it and you're just, but it's not that
It's
easy.
all about the rotation. It's not about the
balance
force
and the rotation.
Right.
and the distance. So
Do you pretend that there's someone on the other end of that target?
no,
No.
I don't.
They do fun events on occasion where
Yeah.
you can axe your axe.
On Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
you can take a picture of your ex, put it on the bullseye, and aim.
What is wrong with you people?
I don't do that.
Ed.
I'm not an angry person.
I'm
But
actually
actually,
still
in
friends.
some great, that's getting popular.
Yes.
You- That whole damn cornhole thing too. Yeah.
Well, yeah, cornhole's been around a little longer in the States,
I mean,
but axe throwing, it's funny when people understand or hear that I throw axes, it's like, oh, I've thrown them in the woods and blah, blah, blah. Well, I've never done that, but started in Canada, kind of a...
Is that where it started?
Yep. So
I thought it started on the Johnny Carson show when they threw that famous axe.
I'm with you on that one.
They brought that back out, and they had Jennifer Lawrence actually
I've
throw.
seen that one too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
She
that.
didn't do so great, but that's a full size axe.
Yeah, they gave her the wrong axe. I think
Yeah.
if she had the correct axe,
Wait a
she
minute,
would've-
there's a full side versus what?
So you're basically throwing a hatchet.
Yeah,
It's a 2 pound.
2 pound.
Yeah, 2 pound hatchet. So people like Jason Momoa, that a lot of ladies are fond of, he throws
I've heard.
he throws axes and drinks beer. So
Nice combo. Huh?
absolutely, and that's what you can do at Flying Axes Louisville.
That's what every man should,
Will they
manly
be at the
man should be
JTown?
doing, right? Throwing axes and drinking beer, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, and ladies do.
And
Will they
ladies.
be at the JTown Craft Beer Fest?
No. So no.
Sad face.
I know. Well, we don't really have enough room for them.
Right.
We're trying to
We'll
fill
have
it
to
with more beer.
expand.
I know. Expand again. Maybe when we get out to Veterans Park someday.
Maybe. Yeah.
So that's one thing, this JTown Craft Beer Fest has expanded because we were originally only in the Gaslight Square, and last year we spilled over to...
And I heard that. I want
Yeah.
to jump. What caused that? I mean, obviously the number. I mean, just the
Number of people.
But what did you do different? Like, what have you done different to maybe attract people?
More marketing. I think more people have found out about it. And
Okay.
plus that area, like Miranda said, they're thirsty. And it's something fun to do out in
Do
JTown.
you not provide beverages for
Well,
those people during the?
We didn't have Caroline on this project
Well,
the first couple of years.
Yeah. We
Nice segue or nice shout out there.
Yes,
I like that.
Caroline's the best.
Well, and there's that stigma, just like all your people that live in the Highlands and downtown and Crescent Hill, they're like, oh, all the way out in J-Town. And it's 12 freaking minutes. But the people out in J-Town are like, oh gosh, we've got to go downtown.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're like, really, guys, the parking's not that hard. So it goes both ways. But
Nah,
if
you
you
know what?
bring it to the people, man, they're over the freaking moon. And they come. And they're happy. And that's okay. Yeah,
Now,
we'll bring it to the
I
people.
can kind of relate to people who talk about the whole downtown thing. My turn off here, and I don't care. I'm shooting myself. in the foot.
I like it looking over your shoulder.
it's
Shooting from the lip, right?
Parking on the damn street. It's all this. Everywhere you got to park on the street.
I live in Crescent Hill. I have to park on the street.
Do you?
Are you not a good parallel parker?
No, I can. No, I can. I can park. The whole notion of just the only option is to park on the street. Oh no, and because the problem is that those spots that are close to the venue are never available. So
Right.
you got to park far.
I drove in here tonight 10 minutes before we started, and I parked directly across the street on a parallel parking deal.
Nice.
I'm 20 feet from the front door.
John, did you know
Baxter's.
they had a parking lot?
In the back.
No.
So
Yeah.
I
They
do
had a
utilize
parking lot
that.
right
I
here.
Who
do.
needs it? I love to park on the street.
Because you don't get to do it very often, huh?
So that's another good segue. Parking for JTown. That is one of the ultimate questions. Where do I park? Where do I park?
Yeah.
J-Town has so many parking options.
Well, yeah. So they have a public lot behind El Nepal, right there on Watterson
Yep.
and Taylorsville,
Right.
basically on the corner there. Then Chase Bank is closed at the time that we start the festival, so you can park there. There's street parking, plenty of street parking. Are there other public lots?
There's another public lot behind the old Presbyterian Church, right down Taylorsville Road, not 500 feet.
Yep.
There's a lot of parking around, a lot.
There's quite a bit.
But it's best to Uber or Lyft or have
And
somebody drop you off.
If you plan on going to Mac's Dough House or Rec Bar after you attend the beer festival, you can park there and walk over and then go right to there afterwards
Yeah.
and
There you go.
get a beer and dinner.
I mean, those 100,000 people that come to Gaslight find a place to park.
Absolutely. And those parking lots aren't available to them.
Right.
every time I go to Gaslight, I always, for some reason, park on grass somewhere.
Somebody's yard.
I don't know.
Somebody being an entrepreneur.
Never mind. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Well,
That sounded like a straight line.
And you know what? You probably paid
What
the
kind of grass?
JTown High School ROTC some $10.
I think I've probably $5 or
Because-
something, and it was just convenient.
Yeah.
I'm I'm helping somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. If you kick the ROTC some
I just
cash,
think one time it was
it's money
it
saved.
rained, it was muddy, and it was just. But anyways, I get that. All right, talk to us about the tickets.
Tickets.
Yeah.
So tickets, you can buy tickets at the Chamber Jeffersontown. You can buy tickets at Cox's, Smokers Outlet and Spirit Shop, or Evergreen Liquors. You can buy them online at JTownBeerFest.com. Pretty easy to remember.
Or you can buy them day of.
Or you can buy them day of. Now
So there is. Go ahead. I think you're going there.
we do have a limited number of day of tickets, but at some point we have sold out and cut off gate sales. So we've sold out to
Really?
our limit.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
And that happens every year.
Yeah.
Like, so don't plan on.
Wait a minute.
Don't
If
wait.
it happens every year, we're not doing
it's
anything.
A limited amount.
It is, or it is still limited. So you
Yes.
do cut it off at a still. So
we
you
do.
Need to.
I mean,
There is a capacity.
Yeah.
You want to, or you need to.
at some point we need to.
Okay.
So
I
I
don't
don't.
want to outsell the amount of beer we have.
Right.
And safety.
And safety and space. Yeah. So, but Louisville, God bless you people. It's a last minute town. And then when you can't buy tickets, you get all upset.
You're right. Yeah.
Plan ahead.
Yeah.
Look, it's Wednesday, Tuesday. This will come out on Thursday or Friday.
So actually,
day before.
tomorrow evening is
Tomorrow evening.
Fire up the Mac right now.
Yeah. I won't-
When do
I'll be up-
online tickets
Yeah,
stop?
I'll be up kind of either late or I'll be up early.
Oh, yeah. Online tickets will be available the day of, but the ticket prices do go up. And that's another thing. You can save money by visiting your local Cox's or Evergreen or Chamber. You save $5 plus online fees, so it's almost $10 that you save.
Yeah, all the information is on JTownBeerFest.com. There's also, what's the group going? What's that? Have a group going by a 4-pack, so that's only online? That's still available?
That's still available.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
all right.
So you save money. You're gonna save about 25%. So
I say that's good.
Bring your friends to make
Yeah, I
more
mean-
friends.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to go to a beer fest alone? But you can. There's nothing wrong with that because you will meet. Yeah.
We'll be there.
Right. And there's also, we rely on a whole bunch of volunteers. So that's another thing that we're very thankful. There's volunteers that volunteer for us year after year. They're great people because we wouldn't be able to serve all the beer without some great volunteers.
A lot of our chamber members.
Yeah.
And then Tish has quite a following of folks that help her out
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah, that's something that is
between the two of us.
pretty tremendous. All the events that you listed that Tisha does, she has such a severe following of volunteers that volunteer for every single one of her events. It's amazing.
She's like a cult leader.
Right? It's so amazing. It's beautiful.
They drink her Kool-Aid, don't they?
No, they drink her beer. Like she brings beer.
Not her jewelry.
She
Why were we
brings
talking?
beer
I said Kool-Aid.
and
I said Kool-Aid to a beer
they
event.
just show up. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And they're happy to help. Like they legitimately are just there to help, and will do just about anything.
Yeah.
Because they're just genuinely good people.
I've heard lots of good things about you.
Oh, well, good.
So it's finally appropriate for you to show up to one of these podcasts.
Well, I know Caroline's couldn't be here, and my business partner, he's down in Owensboro. We've got
Which is
Trevor Cravens.
Yeah.
And he's a good guy.
I was going to say,
He's such a good guy.
Just a business partner?
He is a business partner, yeah.
What else?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he's a friend,
Okay,
so
yeah.
yeah, we're married to separate people.
Yeah, okay.
We're not a couple.
Okay, I didn't know if there.
Don't make it weird.
No. I was thinking there was like some other business tie or something. No.
Oh, so Trevor used to work for Draft Magazine,
Okay.
which is used to be the largest craft beer publication
Okay,
in the
okay,
U.S.
okay.
And that's actually how we met.
Okay, and I think I heard that story.
Yeah. So
Like you all have history before this.
yeah, actually, so the way Trevor and I got started, I used to be a beer distributor rep, a craft beer rep, and a little place called the Louisville Beer Store downtown. They had just opened. There was a couple guys in the back drinking beer, and I was like, what are you drinking? What are you doing? What do you do? And Trevor was very modest, and he was the president of Draft Magazine, and somebody like me, who's an ultimate beer geek, was just shocked that the president of this magazine lives in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
But Trevor is definitely business-minded. He's very creative as well. And so we got to talking and built a relationship, and we were actually next door at O'Shea's. Sam Calagione from Dogfish Head Brewing was in town. We may have had a few, and we decided to pull the trigger on Tailspin Ale Fest, and that's how we got our start.
Okay, it's all coming together.
Yeah.
All right.
When I have a few beers, ideas start coming out. Like,
It's amazing.
it's like
when the magic happens.
It's like, wouldn't this be fun to do this? Yes, it would. Let's make it happen. And we make it happen.
Evidently.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're, 3-4 events a year? 34?
5 or 6?
5
No,
or 6.
is it that many?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So we also do, I am part of the Germantown Schnitzelberg Business Association, as well as a chamber member.
What? Say it again?
Germantown Schnitzelberg Business Association.
The GSBA.
GSBA for short.
Which is what?
So it's another business association,
Okay.
kind of like the Chamber of Commerce, that promotes local businesses.
All right.
So I actually, when the Craft House was over there, Pat Hagen had asked us to do an Oktoberfest. And it's my understanding Goss Avenue hadn't been shut down since the 70s for a street fair. So we shut it down and started an Oktoberfest. And last year was our 3rd year. We had wiener dog races, like the
Insanity.
yeah.
The dachshund thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the dachshunds, yeah.
Dogs and barrels rolling everywhere.
Also, dogs can come to those
So
events.
that's a street fair. Dogs are definitely welcome at that one. Children are welcome as well. But that one we do Stein relay races. We do all kinds of fun games. People dress up in German outfits. I wear a dirndl. We have a costume contest. We sell steins of beer.
All right. Saved all that promotion because I think
Yeah.
we'll probably be back to really going.
That'll be in September.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
So that's another fun thing that we do. We do big events. Our biggest one's probably Bowman Aviation.
That's huge.
Yeah, that one's growing. We're building up to the 100 year there. And then Tailspin, that's our big baby. So kind of proud of that one. We've been
Should be.
named top 10 beer fest in USA
You're
Today
right.
for the past couple years.
It's a killer.
It is.
It's something special.
Yeah.
After this weekend, what's next for you as far as
Gaslight.
Gaslight.
I mean, we're
Okay.
working on that full speed already. So that'll be our next big event. Now, our chamber does 2 to 3 small events every week. We do a bunch.
really every week?
Every week.
yeah.
We do ribbon cuttings and have
Okay.
breakfasts or lunches or whatever.
We
But
do trivia nights and bingos.
we do a
and-
business expo
Oh,
event in the
okay.
spring, which
Okay.
is pretty big.
Yeah.
And
But Gaslight's the next big thing.
Okay.
the chamber does a lot for the local businesses in JTown. Like they're constantly doing meetings and networking events for all the businesses in JTown. And that's, like you said, that's a lot. And it's a tremendous opportunity for anybody in that region.
It almost sounds
get
like that
together.
work is fun.
It is fun. It is fun. I worked for the city of Jeffersontown for 12 years and retired and was gone for a year and then came back, and I've been back with the chamber for 10 years. So, I love it. It's a good town. Good town.
Does the chamber ever get together and just complain about stuff?
No.
It's all fun and games
Not to
with
me.
you guys.
They don't.
But
He's got such a good team.
like something that I think I'm impressed with, because it's like, all right, what does the Chamber of Commerce do? And John can elaborate on this, but it's something that JTown Chamber members, they have the benefit. For me, I'm a small business owner. I'm a single member LLC, and then I have a partner. Trevor and I are now, a 2-member LLC, and we can actually get health insurance. Group health insurance plan with having 2 people, because we're JTown members and they have an insurance agent that's a member benefit. We get discounts on printing that's amazing through some local businesses.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. And I wasn't trying to downplay that.
No,
much,
no.
But that's what, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And
We do have some business purposes, but we do have a good time too.
yeah,
We do.
so they do have a good time. They like to party down at the Chamber,
fun.
Jeffersontown.
The
old chamber
of
office.
Commerce.
The old Chamber.
Now,
It's true. But there's benefits to the chamber.
There are.
They're great people.
If you have business questions or legal questions, I'm sure there's somebody in
You're too kind. You're too kind.
I'm sure that the chamber can point you in the right directions for legal help. Also with the city
Yeah.
and trying to get your business license in play.
Sure.
And other, resources. So they're kind of like the library, you just need to use them more often.
Right. Which we have a nice library in Jeffersontown.
I've been to that. Yeah. I think I took my child there. But anyway. All right, let's wrap this up again this Saturday,
This Saturday,
4 to 8,
yes,
at the Chamber Pavilion.
Jeffersontown. Yes.
Pavilion. 10-434 Watterson Trail. It's the Craft Beer Fest. Parting words, guys.
JTown Summer Craft Beer Fest. Do you have that memorized? Because you're showing up, right?
That's the plan.
Yeah.
That is
All right.
the plan.
The operative word is fun.
Yes.
It's what it sounds like. But then,
There's something for everyone. Just because if you don't like beer all that much, we do have wines, ciders, and seltzers. But if if you want to explore the beer world, we got a little something for everybody. So
Very
just
cool.
come.
That easy. Just come.
Get a designated driver
No,
or
yeah.
get dropped off. Drink responsibly.
Anything else from you, Maureen?
Visit what are you calling it? The Kentucky side?
The Kentucky side?
The Kentucky side behind a third turn.
You said that earlier. And I didn't.
The
It went over my
Kentucky
head.
side.
Why is it called the Kentucky side?
That's where all of the Kentucky craft brewers are going to be. So on the
Okay,
side next to the chamber.
It's not the jurisdiction of JTown
No.
versus.
No.
No, all of the Kentucky-centric craft brewers are going to be in the parking lot right behind Third
So you
Turn.
just
Yeah.
put them
And
together. Okay.
we'll have some special releases. We're going to have the special Swooly release.
Yeah. So they have a Carolina Reaper
Yeah.
Swooly, which is a Kolsch style beer, I believe.
It's a fruited jalapeno Kolsch usually.
Usually.
And now
it's
we're doing
fruited
it.
what?
It's usually a fruited jalapeno Kolsch, and this time we're using Carolina Reapers in it. Hot.
Spicy.
Yeah, so it's something super special
good.
that's only
It's
for the JTown Craft Beer Festival.
Wow.
Do you
And
remember the name of that one? Is it the Nacho?
Yeah,
Nacho something?
Nacho Swooly.
Yeah, the Nacho Swooly.
Nacho Swooly. And then the other one is the T-shirt Tuxedo Session IPA, which we have never released either.
Kevin, have you owned a tuxedo T-shirt? I bet you have. You have it? Come on. Come on.
Haven't.
Has your dog
Well,
owned
here's the
one?
thing. If I look stupid in something, I'm not going to own it.
Do you have a dachshund to own a
No, I don't have. I
tuxedo?
have a Yorkie. Close enough, but he doesn't have it.
I bet he would look great in one.
He would.
And you need to get him a little hat, a little top hat, because critters look great
See,
in
now I'm
hats.
going to just do it just to see how he looks.
Right? You're going to see him in a hat and get a tattoo of it immediately.
Upselling me here.
Right.
Come on.
But so some of the other releases, just since she started on that, we have the salted caramel Moo-Hoo from Terrapin. Moo-Hoo. If you like salted caramels, it's like a Yoo-Hoo with extra kick and a little salted caramel.
The chocolate drink,
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
But it's beer and it's
but it's beer and it
delicious.
tastes delicious.
but it tastes like
It tastes like a Moo-Hoo or a Yoo-Hoo, but it's called Moo-Hoo.
Moo-Hoo.
Salted caramel.
Salted caramel.
People sit around and think of this stuff.
Aged in bourbon barrels.
We've got some great.
Yeah.
Third Turn is the best at naming. Ben is the best at naming the beers.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
crack up for hours if you went through our beer names.
Yeah.
Starting to.
But we also have the Strawberry Kolsch, which is a limited release. It's the only barrel making it outside of West 6 Brewing out of Lexington.
That's super exciting.
Super special. Very nice and light. And
that is usually tap room only.
Yeah.
All right, put you guys on the spot. What's your go-to drink, Miranda?
I'm a sour girl, so I like the funky sour beers. What are you running that's in my wheelhouse? What's your funkiest funk sour going on?
It's probably going to be the Herbie Samplecock from ATG. That's a breaded barrel-aged sour.
I love me some Cameron Rice and ATG.
Yes.
Herbie Samplecock sounds delicious.
Sounds delicious.
Sounds delicious.
What about you?
I like the beer in my hand, so I like that's my default
That is
answer.
her go-to.
That is my go-to beer.
it
Is the
coming.
one that's in my hand. But
Give me one.
Yeah, like tonight I'm drinking a Lagunitas IPA. But I like everything from a Hefeweizen, which is a German wheat beer. I like a good clean Pilsner lager, double IPAs, Imperial Stouts. I'm not the biggest sour fan. I do like the import sours. I do like some Gozas, but people consider those
like
sours.
Those good Belgian.
Yes, I do love a good Belgian triple
sours.
and Belgian sours and Belgian doubles. And so...
John.
You just got to sit with me for a while.
John's
I can
looking
tell
at
you
us like
all
we're
about
from
the
Mars.
beers. Yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't either.
But you know what? They taste good.
But they taste good.
They taste amazing.
All right.
So,
John, what's your favorite go-to beer right now?
Oh, any IPA.
Really?
isn't that
Yeah.
wonderful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for somebody being a bud man,
Yeah.
let me just explain something real quick. So somebody that's a American lager fan, you like it nice and crisp, a little malty, so a little cereal grain,
I had some of those at the golf course today.
not very bitter. But he went straight into the IPAs, which are going to be floral, citrus, bitter as can be, but higher in alcohol. So
There is that.
yes,
Enough said.
yeah,
I've
it's like drinking
branched
2
out
for 1.
to the Yingling Light.
Yeah.
And the lager.
Yeah.
So
You like those?
I do.
Okay, good.
But I've tried the IPAs and
Well, IPAs aren't for everybody. If you go the malt route, if you go the ambers and the barrel-aged beers, do you drink coffee?
occasionally.
Occasionally. So if you drink coffee, you like that bittersweet chocolate and that
You know what
coffee notes, those roasted notes.
I had the other day was a drink, a Four Loko that's got 12% alcohol.
All right.
Jiminy Christmas.
So you're going to love the spiked seltzers. So come on
So what
over.
would be there
Those
is an equivalent?
seltzers?
There's
Yes,
something
Those
along
seltzers
those.
are awesome.
How much? What's the percent alcohol in that?
Those run around about 5% alcohol, not 14. But we will have some mead there from Oliver Winery out of Bloomington, Indiana. So our buddy Travis will be in. And he's got a blueberry Prosecco, which that's going to be about 10-12% alcohol, a little bubbly, a little blueberry. So
Well, and we do at Third Turn, we do say that the gateway beer is against the grain retitled Pilsner or the A beer. So get your paws on one of those and see, adjust your palate a little bit and see.
You
where
all
that
will be
takes
there
you.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So if I
yes.
need some hand holding,
It's a good, crisp,
I've had.
good
There's
beer.
some hands to
Solid.
be held.
sure,
Okay,
absolutely.
All right, just checking.
Don't be afraid.
Hands will be
yours
held.
Too, yours too, John.
Hands will be held. Training wheels will come off. And by the end of the day, you'll be soaring.
You know what I recommend you try is Victory Golden Monkey. It's a Belgian
that's a good
triple.
one.
It's 9% alcohol, but it's got a sweetness. It's malty. It's smooth. It's just delicious.
Victory makes some great beers.
Yeah, they're out of Pennsylvania.
I trust you guys. My last words as I end this
When
podcast.
you wake up Sunday morning, think about that.
So-
those words.
I trusted those guys.
Remember, drink water. So
Water.
we have 2 water stations, free bottles of water. So please stay hydrated. Have something to eat before you come in. Have something to eat while you're there. Have something to eat afterwards. and probably take some ABCs right before you go to bed. So a little Advil, a little vitamin C, a little vitamin B, drink a glass of water, and you'll feel great.
Covering all the food groups
Yes.
here tonight.
Definitely take advantage of that free water station.
Oh, that's
those
yeah,
sponsors
to me, that's a
really
no-brainer.
care about you.
Yep.
JTown Summer Craft Fest, Saturday, June 29th, 4 to 8 p.m. at the Chamber Jeffersontown Pavilion. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming and hanging out.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Another-
it's nice to meet you.
Caroline production.
Caroline.
Caroline.
Yeah, good stuff. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you. We'll see you there.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
All right, thanks.